Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back in Virtual Sailor once again, next generation, and we are here aboard the beautiful Norwegian Bliss. We are on our slow but steady arrival here to Cabo San Lucas. We had a beautiful, beautiful day at sea yesterday, really kind of cruising full speed, more or less, all the way down here to Cabo San Lucas. It looks like it's going to be a great day here as well. We are going to be coming in for a little bit later of an arrival time, just because we do have to do that, do that trek in one day instead of two. We're going to be coming in at around 11 a.m., and we'll be departing at 7 p.m. So it still gives everybody about 9 hours to be here, right? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I know how to count. 8 hours to enjoy this island and everything that it has. Looks like it's about 62 degrees right now. We're getting a high of 72 with partial cloudy skies, and you can see that right up there. But overall, it looks like it's going to be an amazing day. Now we're coming in here on autopilot. I am going to adjust that just a little bit because our anchoring zone is right in here. But again, no rush. Everything's going to be fine. We're still about 16 minutes from that point. So let's take a little walk around and let's kind of enjoy some of these views here. I'm actually going to pop that out. Let's take a little walk around the deck here. I don't think I can walk straight over there, so it's a little bit harder to get from one end to another, but that should be fine. Let's just parkour our way up here. Hope you guys are having a good day. I know that I am. A very big day for me because, in case you don't know, I broke my back 2 days before Thanksgiving this year, and I am alive and I can walk. I am in a pretty much constant amount of pain, unfortunately. And today I'm meeting with a neurosurgeon to figure out if I'm a candidate for surgery or if I'm just going to heal on my own. And it'll just take a long time. So we'll find out. But, you know, that's kind of on my agenda, my radar. And the ship really is beautiful. Congrats, Lucas, for making such an amazing ship. I can't get over it. You guys also get to see the new chain. I'm actually really excited that you guys get to see that. So you guys get to see the new chain system for the anchor. And I'll tell you how I did that a little bit later on. Again, it's like, what, 9:30 this morning? We're going to dock around 10. Our all ashore was 11. It's going to take us a little while to get the tenders ready, drop the anchor, get into position. But it should be a fantastic day. Taking some time to actually walk around the ship, which we haven't really done. Man, you really do get close to this funnel, don't you? Neat. Okay, well, I'm going to pop on over here. This is probably an E exit, I'm assuming, from the go-kart ride. I was going to go up the spiral staircase, but I don't want to spin that much. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this thing. Okay, this drop slide. So you're in this tube, you drop down, and you hope that you go around, and then you drop again, and you try to go around. I hate to tell you, whoops, clipped out of sim, sorry. I desperately want to try this. So I never thought I was going to go on Nowegian Cruise Line, but this concept baffles me. Now, of course, that all depends on my back as well. Oh, boy. But let's pop up to the bridge really quick. I'll link our version of the bridge, because don't forget, there's no bridge. Oh, okay. Okay, so I was seeing our port side light, okay? And I thought it was red brick, had made a return from the Jubilee. So I got very excited. But Cabo San Lucas, this will be a tender port. We're going to be anchoring ourselves right out here, and we'll be, I'm actually not 100% sure if we'll be dropping our tenders or they'll be coming to us, to be honest, because there's a couple new tenders that I have in the sim, and I don't know if they'll match the ship, but we'll find out. That's not the captain's job, to know everything that's going on. But yes, so let's talk about Cabo San Lucas a little bit. I know that some people will tell me that I'm not pronouncing it right. Reminder, I am partially deaf, and even if I hear something pronounced, I probably can't regurgitate it. But overall, this was a really neat place. This is where I learned about siestas, midday breaks, in school, where you'd be in school, you'd take a break, go home, take a nap, go back to school. Yeah. In 2008, 2 years before graduation, this was the best thing that I've ever heard of. Regardless if we didn't deal with the temperatures like they did. But what we did here was something that was on my mom's all-time bucket list. Dang it. I just screwed that up again, didn't I? I gotta click and click out before I do anything. But something that was on my mom's all-time bucket list was to do horseback riding on the beach. Now, we're doing this Panama Canal cruise. This was our first stop. And, we're like, oh, you know what, let's do that. Because, I liked horses at the time. I'm like, that could be neat. Who knew 8 years later I was going to own my own? And then further from that, it became more of a problem. But I digress. I remember, so we got off, we tendered in. My dad actually stayed on the ship because he thought he was going to be too heavy for horses. So he stayed on the ship. And we made our way towards the backside. I'd say the backside of the peninsula, because it's not an island. It kind of feels like peninsula is actually just Mexico. For a reminder for people, I guess it is a peninsula. Baja Peninsula. So we're here at the bottom. So I remember going ashore, we bus rode for a little bit, and we got to this ranch that had a whole bunch of horses, which was really cool. And you each get paired up with a horse. Mine was white. I'm pretty sure my mom's was brown. And they take you on a very calm, led horse ride. And it's all just at a walk, and you walk through some of the off-beach, then you walk through the beach, and they take your picture. It's relatively short as far as I remember, but again, I didn't have as an appreciation for it at that point, because it was something where it's like, yep, this is for my mom. And she loved it, obviously. But as somebody who looks at it now, it's like, I wish I had soaked in that a little bit more. That whole experience, I wish I had soaked it in more. The biggest thing, though, is I don't know if I'd ever want to do a lead horseback riding before, because obviously for insurance purposes, all the horses are very tame, they're all calm and collected, they're bomb-proof, all that kind of stuff. It takes a little bit of the fun out of it, my personal opinion, because I want a horse that doesn't just follow. I want to be able to ride. Now, I know for a lot of insurance purposes you can't do that, and there's probably some place out there that'll allow you to do it. But overall, it was a really neat experience, and I have a very fond memory of it. I might eventually post that footage from that trip as an archive. This was actually before I had a service dog. I had hearing problems, but as like any sort of teenager, you just assume that they're not listening to you. Are you going to be a problem? Are you moving? I think you're static, but it kind of felt like you were moving, and this is big. I can't exactly just stop on a dime. Plus, we're going at 12 knots. I'll slow down, obviously, as we get closer. This ship has weight to it in the thrusters, not in the engines. It's very easy for me to stop this ship, so we have to make sure that we plan for that. I am just going to give a little toot just so that they know which direction obviously we're coming, and make sure that they are aware and they're not just freely drifting. I got to change that horn. It's driving me insane. Just enough so that they are aware that we are coming through. That's all that I want them to know. But yeah, that's kind of all I remember about Cabo San Lucas. And again, this was years ago. So, cut me some slack, I guess. Actually, tell you what. While we just kind of sail in here. I hate when they rearrange things. Okay, let's see. Should have one that just says video. I'm not seeing one that just says video. Really? Vacation, 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 vacation. Angel. RV photos. Bell. Gaming. Dad camera. My application to Keene State. Kismet's Garden. That's actually really weird. I swear I had a folder out here that was just vacation videos, but regardless, I don't apparently. I was trying to like map together a little bit more of what this trip was, but I guess it said no. Because we didn't even spend that much time ashore, because my dad, he pretty much just stood out on the ship and waited for us to come back. He watched our tender go in, and then he just sat there and worried the whole time. He should have just come. It's the long and short of it. Speed's still good. Course is still good. And, of course, we're going to tender right into this docking area over here. Let's see, actually. So these are the tenders that go with Princess. Interesting. And ours are red, right? Interesting, red. Huh. So yeah, we'll be taking somebody else's in here. Hey, you want a sneak peek of what's coming soon? You see all those ships that I'm not going to let you really see? Yeah, you guys got a lot of videos coming. Just so you're aware. But I am excited to show you the new chain model. I'll tell you a little bit how I did it to begin with. Because a lot recently people have been coming to me and actually asking me for advice on installing, where to find ships, where to find scenery. You can always leave me a comment. I will respond as best as I possibly can. Where I kind of will tell you no, unfortunately, is if you ask me directly for a ship. Now, if it's something that's payware, I'll give you a link. If it's something that was gifted to me, I cannot give it to you in good faith. It is something that at one point probably was for sale, is no longer for sale, and I don't feel right just giving it to people. I think everybody should be able to experience all of these ships, have all the experiences of sailing them and having a good time, but I want to ensure I'm not stabbing anybody in the back. I really want to make sure that everybody feels good with any sort of transaction, and unfortunately sometimes ships are missed. There's a couple ships that I know that are out there that I can't find, and I have been reaching out to people who may have them, respecting when they say no, and just trying to keep it cordial as much as I possibly can, while also hunting for these ships. But there's also stuff that I never thought I would find. I never thought I was going to find the 2 Norwegian ships. I thought they were gone to the wind. I never thought I was going to find that Disney Wonder. I especially never thought I was going to find a Disney Fantasy model that I did not know existed, which we have now. So, you know, patience and research, really. So, oh, I actually popped that off. That's why I was like, why isn't that not working? Pop that there. Turn a little bit more towards the inlet there. I believe we're the only ship in today. So I'm going to cut the engines for now. Yeah, see, we're slowing down pretty quickly, which is good. Oh, you're going to give me the regular one. Well, the Discovery Princess is there today. Ah, there we go. There's the calendar. So, actually, we're not going to be the only ship. We're going to have 2 other ships in here with us today. We're going to have the Carnival Panorama and Emerald Princess here with us. So, if the frames can take it, we'll have those ships on our departure. Let's see, actually, what order are we leaving? I'm very curious on that. Departure 8 o'clock for Emerald, 8 o'clock for us. Where's Carnival? Carnival's actually here overnight? What a weird place to be overnight. I mean, who am I to judge, but it's so small. That was just my thought. It's so small. So since we are the first one, we're going to take the first anchor point, which is going to be, it should be a little bit further over here, but it's going to be here. Then it's 2 and 3. Usually how they do it, but that's kind of the benefit of showing up early. Is you get your spot, because Emerald Princess isn't going to be here until noon. Looks like the Carnival Panorama is going to be here around 11:30. So we'll have some friends, and you guys actually will be able to see 2 new ships that are going to be here in the future. So just like in the Jubilee series where you got to see the Valor, and in the Wish series where you saw the Valor and the Independence of the Seas, you get a little bit more sneak peeks. Because of the tendering operation, though, I will share with you, we are not going to be able to go over and visit those ships. Usually when we're at dock, I can kind of get on and explore those other ships, but to keep in the realism and with such what feels like a small window here, I want to focus on our vessel, getting everything ready for our trip this evening over to Puerto Vallarta, which should be a smooth sailing anyways for a noon arrival tomorrow. And our all aboard is, of course, 7 o'clock this evening. Now, they do a little bit differently here on Norwegian Bliss. They actually tell you 15 minutes ahead of time. This one's actually almost a full half hour, because our all aboard time is 7 p.m. We're actually departing at 8, so we've got time before we lift the anchors and head on out. Almost there. I want to go in just a smidge more. Really, actually, I want to be right at that point, but I'm not going to win that. I'm afraid to click that because I'm afraid it's just going to crash. I want to be mindful, obviously, of that sailboat as well. But really, a beautiful arrival this morning, nice and smooth. I know I didn't have much that I could share from Cabo San Lucas. I definitely have a lot from Puerto Vallarta and Maztlan. Maztlan and Ensenada, they're so busy coming in anyway that I don't think I'm going to have time just to gibberish. Maztlan's actually rather tricky to get into, and I've got to really think that through before we go in. Just because I remember turning around with the Disney Wonder was difficult, and this is much larger than the Disney Wonder. Coming on up. We'll drop it here. The sailboat's also anchored out, so I want to make sure we give them enough space. Which way is the wind blowing? I just want to see here. 12 knots. Okay, it's giving us no drift at this point, but it will once we're anchored. Bringing it down to 0. Of course, the pilot's on board. I have had people ask me to kind of, show the pilot getting on and stuff like that. I might. I've actually never tried. There's plenty of really nice pilot vessels out there. And a lot of them are free. I just have to find them again. That's the hardest thing. Down to 3 knots, dropping down to 2. Gonna bring it down even more. Almost there. And we're at 0. Bring the engines down. I'm gonna pop ourselves out here. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. And it is time. I'm gonna pop that there. To drop anchor. So I am going to drop. I'm thinking about this really quick. I'm gonna check what the weather looks like it's going to be today. Wind-wise, that's what I want to know. How much to hold us in place here. Alright. I'm going to do one anchor. I'm going to do the port side anchor. I'll drop you. And as you can see, I'm actually going to turn off our nav lights as well. And as you can see, we have an actual chain. Well, actually, let me break that really quick. You see? Isn't that neat? Why are you drifting? There shouldn't be that much tension on you, but yes. So let's explain how I did this really quick. Because I realized I was talking about Cabo San Lucas. Usually, this just shows up as like a rope texture. I found that if you put in a file, chain_A, it can actually be a chain. Now, I've actually tried and failed to recolor the anchor chain. I wanted it more like black or white. It is tricky. I'm going to continue to work on it, you know, give it this rusty color so it feels a little more realistic. But it looks way better than just a rope coming out. Let me show you kind of what I'm talking about here. Hello? I'm not attached to the ship, that's why I'm just surprised. Usually it would continue to move. It'd be like our mooring ropes that would come out. But there we are, everybody. We're just going to wait for the tender to show up and to bring us ashore. But overall, that's so neat. All right. Let's go up. Let's welcome everybody here, and let's get ready for the tender and to get everybody ashore and have a great day. All right, we are getting closer and closer to everybody coming on shore. The first tender is coming out graciously provided by Princess. They're all Princess. I have all Princess. I kid you not. For tenders and none of the other boats that I have, because I took out all the default boats just to clean up my library a bit. Nothing fit. There is one that looks exactly like one of these big, huge tenders, but I don't want to spend the money for it right now. So, tender or shore, it will be. I'm going to pull alongside. We are going to be disembarking from both sides of the ship today, but of course this has got the officials and everybody on it. So we'll make sure that they come up onto our port side. This is the first one that's ready to go. We'll get it parked here, and we'll let everybody know. Let's jump over to the tender, shall we? Which I figured out a little cheat to be able to do that. Look at the size difference. That's so funny. Bam. Now we're on the tender. I didn't know that I could access graphics that easily. How bad do you kill the frames today? We're already at 90. Oh, you're at 60. It's not bad. I'd keep that. Yeah. Choppy. Super choppy today. Especially for a tender. I turned a little too early. That's fine. Oh, look at this ship, y'all. It is going today. Whew, I'm actually really surprised by that. Yeah, I actually just wanted to update the weather really quick, but yeah, this is going to be interesting to get people on and off. Of course, with, you know, this would pop, not exactly all of this would pop down, but somewhere up front there would be a pop down. That'd be kind of funny with all the windows and everything. Am I able to get closer to the ship? I can drive a vessel, but I know you have them. I used you just a second ago. Do you have to be on full? It's going to be a little too much. Let's actually do this then. Let's try another attempt. Yeah, it's keeping at 60 frames per second. Very surprised. Nose in here. I've actually been on tenders that are doing about this. Luckily, if the ship was like actually physically here, it would be helpful. That's looking good. I'm going to tie ourselves up here. Be a little bit of a rock, but that'll be okay. There you go. There is the tender on board. Gonna make my morning announcement, welcoming everybody here to the beautiful island of Cabo San Lucas. I'm really surprised. This is the frame rate. I expect it to crap out because it do that. But also the ship's looking so nice. I can't get over it. Okay. Dang it. Screwed that up. I want to be on. It won't let me switch. Let me go back on the Bliss. You know what? Frames are still keeping up. We are going to keep it with the waves and everything. Whew, windy day. Yeah, 12 knot wind. Look at though, the waves look so good. Windy day to come in, windy day to tender, but let's give a hello to everybody, a good morning, and a welcome to Cabo San Lucas, shall we? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your captain speaking from the bridge. First off, I want to say thank you once again for sailing with us here on the Norwegian Bliss, and we're very excited to let you know that we have arrived at our first port of call. Welcome to Puerto Vallarta, everybody. We will be tendering in this morning. From guest services, you're able to get a ticket for a boarding group for tendering ashore. Later in the day, we'll stop using numbers, and it will be a free as you are, back and forth from the island to the tender. I do want to let you know a couple things. One, our all aboard time is 7 p.m. this evening. 7 p.m. this evening. Make sure that you check your watch with the ship clock to ensure that you are all on the right time zone before going ashore. I also want to let you know that currently it is quite windy out there. The ship, we are doing our best to block the wind that's coming in from the sea and off the island for tendering, but I will let you know it is a little bumpy getting aboard the tenders this morning, so please make sure that you proceed with caution boarding the tenders to go ashore. I hope you guys have a great day, whether you stay on the ship or if you go ashore here in beautiful Cabo San Lucas. Once again, all aboard time is 7 p.m. this evening. Have a great day, everybody. All right, Beasters. You know that there's nobody here. Why? Why are you like this? I don't understand. Okay. Let's pop over here. I'm sad that there's not like an easy way for me to get across except like ziplining like this. Can I see the tender? Oh my god, you're so small. And bouncing like crazy down there. Alright, let's get on the tender. Really? Let's get on the tender and head ashore. Alright, we are back on board the tender. That's going for one heck of a ride here. Let's pull that up. We can undock ourselves, pull away from the vessel, and we can get ourselves ashore here. There we go. Again, it gets a little less bumpy the more speed you pick up. At least that's what I'm going to keep telling myself. This is This is some rough stuff, man. How tall are the waves? They're only 3-foot waves, so the scaling of this vessel may be a little different. But yeah, beautiful ship. You'll notice, though, what I will say, you'll notice that the tension on the chain is a little less, and that's just because I did have to reposition the chain for compensating for the waves. So looks a little bit different, but it is a beautiful ship to see behind us as we head on into port. Don't capsize us. Pick up a little bit of speed here, just so you guys kind of have an idea of what this feels like. It's like this. You would feel it. You'd be rocking back and forth, which would be doing just, oh, so much wonders for my back. But it's just kind of the nature of, especially being down here in like January, the swells are a little bit different. That much I do remember from sailing at different times of the year. Just part of it all. There's going to be a lot of tender boats now that I think about it, because we're going to have, obviously, us heading back to Norwegian. We're going to have Carnival in here with us. We're going to have Princess in here with us. It's gonna be a busy day in Cabo San Lucas, boom. Unfortunately, now I've got to figure out for the next video, do we do it with the water so that we can enjoy the beautiful water that comes with Virtual Sailor, or that's so funny, as we got closer, the waves have died down, which they should, but it changes all of them, so that's interesting. Or do we cut the waves so that we can have the other ships in? We'll find out. I kind of wish that I could load them in a static, but they're pretty much hollow already, so c'est la vie for that altogether, unfortunately. I think we're going to have a good day. I would totally do that horseback riding again. I know that there's Jeep tours, which I did one in Aruba. Amazing. Like, could be a lot of fun. You got to find the right company, though. The guide that we had when we were in Aruba, he knew how to have fun. We got airborne in a Jeep. Yep, my dad was driving. I was in the back. We were having a grand old time. That's what I remember from that trip. But we can get our tender on up here. Thank you, Princess, for giving this tender, especially since you're going to be in port today with us anyways. Okay, so it's just like me with flying in Flight Sim. I do way better with the larger vessels than I do with the small. I can fly a 737 perfectly fine. Doing a Cessna, it's the hardest thing I've done in my life. So, yeah, no. Yeah, I did that the wrong way, but really wish I had a throttle system here. You guys hear a radio? I can hear some talking in the background, and honestly, I don't understand where it's supposed to be coming from. There you go. And docked alongside to be able to let everybody off. But it should be a great day overall. Let's get ourselves, whoa, some of our own freedom. What are you doing? Why are we like this? Okay, there we go. I'm like, I need to have some sort of freedom. And I'll walk on up here, because what's the one thing that I want to see? I want to be able to see that ship out there in all of its glory. And that is a lot further out than I would expect it to be, but it's got to be. It gets really shallow up here, obviously. But there you have it, everybody. Welcome, stupid camera. Welcome to Cabo San Lucas here aboard the beautiful Norwegian Bliss. We'll have a pretty eventful day here on shore. We'll get back on the ship later in the afternoon and make sure that we get ourselves some good food before departing this evening towards Puerto Vallarta. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys did, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day. and I really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.